thought I was done. So I'm going to finish this outro for the moment. I'll see you guys in a minute. Got him. Got him. It's taken a while. Oh my goodness, it could be huge as well. Just get in this net. That'll do. Yes. What an end to the day this is. Hi there folks, welcome back to the IBN and Fishing channel. I hope you're doing really well. A particular welcome to those of you who have subscribed ever since we did our early season Usk videos. They always go really well. You guys know that IB and I like to go down to South Wales and do a little bit of fishing down there early season. Thank you very much if you've subbed since then. You are very welcome to be here. Speaking of being here, here is no longer South Wales. We are back up here in the Peak District, and I've actually come out to do some small stream fishing, something I really enjoy doing. We've got loads of small streams up here in Derbyshire, loads of little blue lines on the map. Loads of places to explore, and that's exactly what I've come out to do. But I've come out to do it on what is likely to be one of the hottest days of the entire year. It is sweltering, and because of that I am in probably the only shady piece of the entire Peak District, trying to keep out of it while I put some sunscreen on, because I'm going to need that stuff today. It's been a really dry spring here in Derbyshire. All three of the major rivers, the Derwent, the Wye and the Dove, are all a little bit low at the moment. And I've just had a peek over the edge of this one, and this one's got a bit less water than I'd anticipated as well. Though with this being a long way up the system, we are quite up here, I think about 900 feet above sea level at this point, 800-900 feet, something like that. The water is still very cold. The nights are cold, they're getting regular ground frosts up here. So actually the water temperatures are really nice. What that means in terms of hatches, I don't know. This particular stream one at the moment, I know probably isn't going to be at its best in the second week of April. This one tends to fish a little bit better later in the season. But I've been desperate to come and do some small stream fishing. We've got a beautiful little rod that we've got on review at the moment that I don't have for much longer, so I thought I'd come and give that a throw. And I just love coming and doing this stuff. It's really intricate, it's really complex, it's really fun fishing. Like I say, only one rod. It's a 7.5 foot 3 weight. I've got a small selection of flies with me to fish both the duo and the dry fly. Now, really, I just want to fish dries today. I would sacrifice a fair amount of time to find some rising fish. If that's not working, then maybe we'll go and fish the duo. But the second I find something rising, that's what we're going to commit to. Worth me saying here, the little stream that I'm on at the moment is actually part of the Derby County Angling Club ticket. A really nice small stream. I'm not going to name it. If you join the club, you'll find it eventually anyway. And there are locals here that wouldn't appreciate it if I name this place, but it's one of their club waters. They've got lots of small stream fishing, so if you're interested in joining some fishing in Derbyshire, have a look at Derbyshire County Angling Club, because they've got some beautiful pieces of water like this that you're going to really enjoy. Right, that's enough of that. I need to keep putting some sunscreen on, get the kit rigged up and get myself together. This is going to be hot, it's going to be sweaty, it's going to be difficult, there's going to be flies in trees. Hopefully there's going to be fish in nets. Let's go and make it happen. Okay, first little pocket coming up, and this is sort of going to be the deal I think today. So I've stood behind, it's quite a long pool this actually, it's a big glassy flat below me that I've probably given 10 minutes in total just to show me something, and it hasn't. So I'll just put a nymph under an indicator fly underneath the little pocket here at the top. I've got the quill jig, 2.5mm quill jig, just underneath an indicator fly here. And we'll just give this half a dozen casts. Not going to need any more than that. Half a dozen drifts. I'll soon know if there's a fish in here or not. I've been watching the flat above this as well, just to see if that shows me anything. It's the kind of stuff I'm assuming they're going to be sat in. Nice drop off just at the bottom of a little bit of a drop. Nice high oxygen, bit of food being disturbed. There's a bit of a line of roots that's coming down that I think it's probably going to get hung on. Oh no, we got through there. Yeah, that was the cast I was assuming was going to catch me a fish there, right along the edge of that root system. So 2 or 3 more of those, and I'll probably know as much as I need to know about this little pocket. But this is what I'm going to be looking for in terms of catching fish on the duo, I think. We'll see. So nothing out of that little pocket on the nymph, but gave me a chance to have a look at it at least, and has also brought me up to what is the next pool, which is exactly the sort of stuff I'm expecting to see rises on. Now, as per the plan, I've just given this a full 5-6 minutes of just standing watching this, and I've not seen anything rise. It just feels like the right sort of stuff for me, so I'm going to give it a very quick going through with the duo rig. I mean, this is going to be cast and step up along that far side, still with that same little quill jig on the point there. Well, as much as anything, I'll use this as a little bit of casting practice. I've got trees around me, so there's going to be a little bit of wrong shoulder. There might be a little bit of roll casting going on here. It just looks the right place for a rising fish at the moment. I will say I'm not seeing lots of bugs. There's the odd granum, there's the odd stonefly, and there's the odd small olive, but that is it, the odd bit and piece. So I might be expecting too much to hope that these fish would rise regularly, but I think if a fish is rising less regularly than once every 5 or 6 minutes, it's a pretty low percentage fish anyway, isn't it? So we'll keep moving if those pools aren't producing rising fish for us. Plenty of peril around me. High bank behind me with a couple of fence posts, a couple of trees in front of me sort of blocking my path off slightly. Obviously with this being low and clear, I can't get too close to these fish anyway. I've got the sun behind me. That's better. That's in the bubble line. That's what we wanted. Got him. Yes, that's a fish. That's a fish. Oh, fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Jeez, I thought this was going to take a little bit longer than that. We got a brunski. Oh, no, he's off. Ah. Okay. Okay. He's on and off. Ah, dang it. Still, he was where I thought he should be. And he did eat. Okay, not the end of the world. Let's see if there's another one above him. Yeah, I've pretty much fished this one as far up as I want to go now. I mean, it's going to be, in all likelihood, it's going to be a fish per pool. I can't expect much more than that in a little river like this. But if we can hook each fish per pool, it could be a really fun few hours. I'm just happy to have made contact with that one. Let's go and find another. So, having no more than a couple of minutes ago said that there's not a whole lot happening on the top. I'm not seeing anything rising. Downstream of me right now, I've got 2 different fish rising. There's definitely at least one. If it's one, it's moving a lot. There might be 2. The problem is I've got absolutely no way of covering these fish from anywhere but upstream. They are just in the worst possible place when it comes to trying to get below them. I mean, there's a possibility I might be able to work up the river from downstream and get behind this fallen tree that they're sat against, but I don't know if I can for certain. I don't know this piece of river well enough to know if I can actually get there. So I'm actually going to try and throw a downstreamer on these guys using this tree that I'm walking down as cover, and you'll notice I am being very, very delicate on my feet because I am currently walking through the feed line, so I don't want to stir up too much stuff. And then once I can get sort of to the bottom end of this, I'm using this as cover, so I'm not skylining these fish. We'll be hiding the sort of ripples of my footsteps relatively well. Once I'm in here, I'm going to have to figure out what kind of cast is going to get me to these fish. And this is not straightforward. I hate direct downstreamers, and this is an absolutely direct downstreamer. The first thing I've got to do is wait for one of them to rise, or if it is one fish, wait for him to rise again. So we'll do that. Okay, well, it's taken a fair amount of time there. I'd say these fish were probably rising sort of once every 2 minutes, and I've had to stand here for about 5, so I can only assume that me getting into position did upset them. Plenty of time to think about the cast here, and I think what I've got to do is throw my false cast relatively low, and then my final cast, my delivery cast, I need to carry a little bit more line than the distance this fish is away from me, and I've got to throw it upstream and bounce it back at me slightly. So this is a real test of my casting. This early contender for cast of the season if I get this right. Got a little bit closer there. Let's see, I think that'll be enough line. So we've got to make, I'll go off the wrong shoulder. Nice low back cast, and then delivery cast I'm going to throw up. That's gone too far. It didn't bounce back as far as I wanted it to. I need to be careful here because I don't want the tip of the fly line to go down to where that fish just rose, because actually it's probably only 4 feet away from it. My fly's going to straighten out, and I am just going to very, very gently skate this back up the river. I am figure of eighting so slowly. I'm just trying to disguise the drag as skitter. I'll stop every now and again. Skate this up 4 or 5 inches, stop, let it dead drift a little bit. Got a little CDC and Elcon. The majority of the bugs I'm seeing are those caddis, they are granum caddis. So the CDC and elk sort of made sense to me. Probably got that far enough away from this fish. And all we can do now is wait for him to rise again, because I hit that cast maybe 2 feet too far, and that could end up being the difference here. Okay, well, I've given this another 15 minutes, and aside from a couple of kids coming down and throwing rocks in the pool downstream of me, nothing has happened. This fish hasn't risen again, and the difference here between catching that fish and not catching that fish was actually just not quite hitting that forward cast hard enough. It didn't bounce back as far as it was supposed to, and actually the fly probably landed beyond where the fish was sat, and the fly line probably landed about 3 feet in front of it, which is too close really. So I walked past a couple of 100 yards worth of water. I wasn't sure just at which point those kids had sort of got access to the water and started chucking stones in, so I tried to get away from that area a little bit. So I can't hold those guys responsible for me not catching the fish. It was definitely my first cast that ruined the day there, but the stones going in wouldn't have made things any easier. So I walked a few 100 yards down and was just sad. Put some more sunscreen on, had a little drink, just tried to chill out for 5 minutes because it was hot waiting for that fish. The sun was right in my face. I was maybe about 40-50 yards above this pool, and something caught my eye a couple of times, but I couldn't quite work out what it was. So I finished my food, I had to walk down, and sure enough, there is a fish rising ahead of me. And it's taken, there he is, it's taken a really long time for him to rise since I walked down. I gave it loads of space. I mean, literally, like, I walked 50 metres into the field to make sure I wasn't spooking him, so there was no issue there. It must have just been the amount of food coming down. I've got him nicely marked, I know where he is. The key is going to be, can I get close enough to him? Got a little bit of stuff around me here, but it's not steady. It's not worrying me too much. Yeah, I've got a relatively clear casting path there. It's not too bad. Just like before, this is going to be a case of get into position, wait for him to rise again, because I assume that me sending these ripples up the river will have upset him slightly, but looking at this, I can get a cast up there. I might just have to be a little bit patient, wait for him to get back on station. There he is. It's a little bit closer than I thought, actually. Obviously that's a good thing. Makes the cast a little bit more straightforward. Alrighty. That wouldn't have been bad. That wouldn't have been too bad. Maybe a touch short. Oh, there's another fish just risen above as well. Okay. Yeah, another one, a little bit further up off a root system. That's good news. More options the better. Let's just try and pop this a little bit further up than that last one. Got him. Got him. Righty. Can this one please stay on for me? Can this one please stay on for me? It is a brownie, you can see him. Just stay on this time. I would be very, very grateful. Oh goodness, where's he gone? Oh, he's gone around my legs. Yeah, yep, nope. Oh, he swam into the net and swam out of it. Let's get myself out from behind the tree a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Yes, 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 yes. Ah, man, it's tough. It's really tough in these conditions. But if you're patient, they are there. They are rising. So the first one today was always going to be the hardest one, wasn't it? So now we've got this one ticked off. We can get him back and hopefully find his friend upstream. So I've got myself in a position to watch this fish. It sort of dawned on me, I might have got a little bit lucky here, because actually I think this is the fish I was seeing when I was sat having my break and putting my sunscreen on. I don't think it's the one that I caught, but by walking much further around and giving this area as much space as I could, it's actually given me another chance to catch a different fish. It's taken this fish a long time to rise again, a really long time. It rose once and I've had to sort of move around and reposition the cameras and stuff. The camera's in the wrong spot. And it might just be that I've got to wait a little bit longer here just to see if he comes back again, and maybe if I can see him. I've got a pretty good view into this pool from here. So I think there's going to be some value here to me just giving this another couple of minutes, letting this fish rise once more. And then as you've seen just then, if we can find a fish that's rising and confident, then we're in a good position. It should be relatively straightforward catching these fish. The difficult bit is getting close enough to them, or even just finding them in the first place. Well, there's no avoiding it. It's been a very quiet hour or so. Basically the whole bottom half of this beat, or probably bottom third maybe, I saw one fish rise. I saw it rise twice and went to get in to cover it, and a duck took off a nest right next to me just on the edge of the riverbank. And I thought, well, I don't really want to keep her off a nest too long, so rather than staying in and covering the fish, I just got out and left it to it. It doesn't seem very fair. And I've ended up, other than a little bit of blind fishing, back where I caught that last fish, and in exactly the same spot as I caught that fish, there is a fish rising. Now, I think it's a pretty safe assumption that it's not the same fish. I'm pretty sure. I'd be surprised if it was the same fish. So I'm going to try and get in a position to cover it. It's basically exactly the same place as the one before. So I've got to be a little bit careful with the footsteps again. Get myself just behind this tree again. As long as I don't spook him getting into position, which I haven't done so far because he's just risen again, I should have a decent chance here. Now, ordinarily, now I've got into position, I would wait a little bit here and just see what happens, but the shadows are getting longer. This hatch isn't going to get any better. I feel more inclined just to pop a couple of casts up there now and see what he does with them. CDC and elk still. I'll let that come through naturally. It is incredibly slow water. I'll let this come through naturally. And then as soon as this is in a good spot to pick up, I'll go again. So just had to pop back over to the other camera because the battery died. And this fish has only risen once more, but it has risen. So that's at least something for me to go at. There is still a little hatch of the granum. So I've switched to a size 14 deer hair emerger just to see. I've also just extended the tippet out slightly. I put a little bit of 6X onto the end of what I've already got. So I'm probably 11 foot maybe, which in a river this size is probably about as much as I'd like to be. I just want to see if I can soften the drifts up. It's a really slow, sort of delicate glide this, and I just wonder if I was getting funky drifts. The other thing is that this fish has been consistently a bit further up than I'd like it to be, and actually just a little bit more tippet on the end there might just get me a bit further up river without risking a really heavy landing. We pop a few up there. That's a long way up there. Is it far enough? Oh no! After all that. I'll be honest, I thought it was short and I was looking somewhere else when he rose. I didn't think that was it. Ah, gosh, dang it. Oh well, at least I rose him. I'm not going to rise him again, that's for sure. Whoops. Well, from one area that I've already fished today to another, but on a slightly different angle. This is that one I threw the downstream on earlier, and I thought I'd have a look from this side, just see what happens. And a fish has risen, but just in the last 20 seconds there, oh there he is, just in the last 20 seconds since I turned the camera on, there's also a fish has spooked as well from further up the pool, which is interesting. I don't know what that means. I also don't know how I'm going to land a fish from here for hook it, but we worry about those things when we get to them. It doesn't look like it's cataclysmically deep below me. Once I can get into a position where I've got the rod tip beyond this fallen tree, yeah, that might do us. I'm just going to wait for a couple of minutes here. I'm very close to this fish. I'm just hoping that with me being in the position I'm in, they might not mind me being here. There's been geese up and down this all day. There's a big flock of Canadian geese. So I'm assuming these fish are fairly used to stuff going sort of over the top of their heads. Be interesting to see how long it takes these guys to settle down. Well, the answer to that is not very long. Not very long. The next question is, how do I get a fly to this fish? And then after that, the question becomes, can I hit the take? And can I land it? Right, that's a bad start, that fly sank. Okay, I'll give this another couple of minutes. Just wait for it to rise again, maybe I won't. That should be perfect. Eat it. Eat that fly. Eat it. It's a little bit draggy. Got a bit of a problem here in that the tip of the fly line and the leader has gone upstream in a back eddy. I think I should be able to sort that out. I'll give this guy one more cast. Sort of feel like that's a bit too far as well, but we'll give it a go. Also, why hasn't it popped back up? Why hasn't it popped back up? Come on. Okay, so I've just changed my deer hair emerger for one that floats. That one wasn't doing a great job. That's not a good cast. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that's a really bad cast. It's gone over that little tussock on the right. Got him. Got him. It's taken a while. Oh my goodness, it could be huge as well. It could be huge. It sounded huge then. Right, can we keep him away from these logs now? Because he's going straight under them. Oh, this is where I regret that 6X. Will you come this way a bit? Right, have we got him out of the worst of it? Yes, we have. Oh, it is a good one as well. Are you done? Is that one lunge enough? No, not back down there. Not back down there. No, no. I don't know this reel very well, so I don't know how hard I can pull back. Obviously I've changed that leader to 6X as well. Oh, it's a belter. It's an absolute beauty. Stay up there. Yes! Come on! Oh my goodness, that is the fish we have been fishing for all day. Well, when you're planning these small stream adventures, you're sort of hoping that there might be one of these somewhere for you, but you never expect them. As you shouldn't expect a fish of that size, but when they come along, crikey, are they sweet, and that is sweet as a nut. A little bit skinny, could do a little bit more food. They'll flesh out as the season goes on. But we got him. I'm thrilled with that.
Thank you very much, my friend. We'll get you back. You get yourself bigger and stronger for the season, and we'll come back and visit you in a few months' time.
Well, if I'm looking a little bit tired, it's because I absolutely am. That has been a surprisingly long day. I got here just before 1. It is now just about 7:30, so I've been here a while. It's amazing how little fishing I've done during the day. You don't notice it when you're dry fly fishing because you're focused on trying to find fish and watching pools, particularly with this style of fishing. You can only really expect there to be 1 fish per pool. That's your sort of best case scenario. There's going to be fish every pool. So you've got to sit behind every pool for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes. And if you do that 10, 15, 20 times during the course of a day's fishing, all of a sudden that time is just zipping by, and that is exactly what's happened today. Been here for over 6 hours, fished for about an hour. It really is like that with this style of fishing. I thought I was done, but there's a fish just risen in a bubble line above me. I'm actually I'm actually sat at the pool where I lost the fish earlier on in the day on the duo, and that same fish that rose before has just risen again. So I'm going to finish this outro for the moment. I'll see you guys in a minute. Well, it is absolutely amazing how these fish just pop up. I had sat on this pool for a good 5 minutes and seen nothing. And the second I start filming that outro, up one pops. I did think possibly just getting in then, I might have just seen another one lift at the back. Yeah, I thought so. It wasn't my imagination. I thought I'd seen one. Jeepers, he whacked that deer hair emerger there. I thought I'd seen him. Just as I dropped in, there was the tiniest little dimple. Come on, bud, another trout. Come on, over that net you go. Thank you very much. And matey above me has just risen again. This is going to be an exciting last few minutes.
That deer hair emerger is coming up clutch at the end of the day for me here. Thank you.
Right, 1 down, 1 to go. Can we put this DHE in the right place for the fish up here? It's been rising in the feed line just upstream of the bigger tree. He's risen a few times. I think that's below him. I'm pretty sure that's downstream of him. I'm gonna fish it just in case, because there could be more fish than just that one in here. Let's get me down a bit. He hasn't risen for a couple of minutes, not since he got back in the water. But I don't think that's a me thing. I think that's just a reflection of the amount of food that's coming down at the moment. I think if I can get this DHE in front of him, he'll eat it. That should be there or thereabouts. Yes, 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 yes. That should be there or thereabouts. Oh, fantastic. Another brownie. Ah, come on, bud. Just get in this net. That'll do. Yes. What an end to the day this is.
What an end to a session.
Beautiful little small stream wildies. I'll be honest, an hour ago, before I caught that nicer fish, that bigger one, I was a bit down about this. It hadn't really gone very well. I was a bit disappointed. So, there's not really going to be a video here. There is definitely a video now. What a finish this is. Absolutely awesome. That deer hair emerger has really sorted those two out. Was that 4 or 5 casts in total? Happy with that one. Given that I'm a little bit dehydrated, a little bit tired, it's been quite a long day, it's been hot, I'm probably a bit burnt. To finish on those two has been really cool. I am thrilled with that, and I'm thrilled with the whole day. I really enjoy this style of fishing. I know it's not for everyone, it can be difficult, it can be technical, but it's so much fun. It's such a challenge, it's so engaging. From the small stream videos we've done over the years, we know that a lot of you guys really enjoy it too, so hopefully you've taken a little bit away from this one. I know I have. I'll be back here very, very soon. In truth, I probably should have fished the duo a little bit more today, but I just didn't want to. I really wanted to try and find risers, and as soon as I saw that first rising fish, I just knew that I wasn't going to pick up that duo rig again. So I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. It's absolutely fine. I perhaps could have caught more fish, but doesn't matter. That last 45 minutes to an hour has completely made up for it. What an end to the day. As ever folks, all the flies that we've used today are available on the web shop. I will put the web address just here so you know where they're available. We do keep nice simple selections of flies, nothing too crazy over the top, just simple killers that get the job done. You've seen today, particularly with that deer hair emerger, you get that in the right place when there are fish taking caddis and they will eat it every single time, 99% of the time. I've got to get away. I've just had a text message from IB saying her and Snips are in the pub, and to be honest, after a long day like this, that sounds absolutely perfect, so I'm going to go and see those guys. But thank you guys very much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. IB and I will be back with you guys very soon for some more fishing, hopefully some more small stream stuff, and definitely some more dry fly stuff very, very soon. Take care folks. Bye bye.